Hey, Barker Trash here with a twofer review. Alright, so right here we have Energon Hotshot and Energon Hotshot. Yeah. Good looking car. Kind of weird, it's got a notch back which you don't see hardly ever anymore. The front end looks like an Aston Martin DB7 to me. The way the grille kind of comes up and just the car really from the back, I don't even know what it reminds me of, but from the front I do like the way it looks. Get the weapon off here for a second. And one thing that's kind of neat is if you look up underneath here, there's actually an Autobot logo molded on top of what looks like an engine. It doesn't show up on any part of the figure at all unless you pick up the hood right here. There's no, it doesn't show up in robot mode or anything. They just went to the extra effort to make that, which is kind of neat. These right here were given to me by your '1 fan, which I guess would actually be my '1 fan, but I never did clear that up. But they are his. They're a little bit loose. This right here doesn't really clip on all that securely. Like if you hold it, it's secure, but if you're not pressing down, it just separates. Same thing over here, maybe slightly looser. Anyway, not a whole lot to say about the vehicle modes. Like I said, they do look good. Kind of European looking, and then I'm trying to think of another car besides a Fiero GT that had these side panels like this right here, and then just a flat deck on the back. And this right here is actually broken. This clear plastic right here apparently is real brittle because it popped off one time and made stress fractures through here. So it doesn't stay on at all anymore, because half of the, I don't think y'all can see from over there, but half of the peg, the thing that has the holes that the pegs on the side of the peg into, not really peg into, but I guess are held in by friction, is just gone. Like one's this tall and one's this tall. So that's why this will never be the same again. So anyway. Moving on to transformation. You're going to have to just take and bend this down like this, open this up, and push. Let's see now. See, this is why I really need to start. Oh yeah, it does come up from the bottom. I just had my thumb on the wrong spot. Flip this around and keep on laying this back like this right here. Yeah. And then this is going to fold over like this, and the bottom of the head is notched to go over his power links point right there, and just sit like that. Next thing you're going to do, take the roof of the car and bring it back over like this. Give it a little tug to expose the knees. Flip these forward to make his feet separate. Pick up the doors, which also the doors do open in car mode. I forgot to mention that. It's part of the transformation, but it does it, so I feel I should have mentioned it. And then the arms right here are pretty much just going to pull straight down, and that is his robot mode transformation. You can see him next to the vehicle mode right here, and I'm really not sure which one is his gun and which one's the other one. This one's a little bit lighter color, and it looks like the clear plastic is actually painted, so I think this one is the one that goes to this guy. I'm going to go ahead and transform the other one off camera. And here is the Energon Hotshot next to him. In robot mode, there's not a whole lot going on. They got a little bit different paint apps. This one's got a painted stripe going across his chest. Like I said, the only difference is the colors. There's no remolding done. The Energon Autobot Deluxes were very bad for having very strange articulation. Like this one, this figure right here has no knee at his knee. All he's got is articulation at his at the waist, pretty much. Hello, kitty. Stop biting me, kitty. So yeah, there is rotation below his hip knee thing. The arms are double jointed. He can touch his own shoulder. He can touch his chin, but compared to his legs, they are very extremely tiny. Go ahead. I'll show you how to get this one into the upper body mode. What you're going to do is pretty much just fold the arms back up like they were in vehicle mode. Kitty, you are in my way. Move, move, hey. Come on. Okay. Anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah. Combined vehicle mode. Robot mode. Fold his little doors down, and then swing these out to the side like this. Now that you got that done, you're going to just take him and pretend like you do a Mortal Kombat fatality and start splitting him from the crotch. Now you got him right here. You got to take and pick up the car bits again off the back. All this is going to come through again to where his head is poking out the bottom like this. Then fold this around back just like it was in robot mode. Plop his head down right here on top of a big empty space. So his head is just floating. It doesn't even look like it's connected to his torso or anything. And we're just going to put his arms straight down and give him some arm leggies for a second while I go ahead and transform. Okay, it's not going to stand. Anyway, we're just going to lay him down. To get this guy into leg mode, watch this. You're going to open up the hood again. I'm going to fold all this up and put it back up in here. Then you're going to fold his arms back up like they are in vehicle mode again. Fold down the doors. And then take this guy right here, spread the arms out from my failed attempt at giving him arm legs. Clip them together. And that is pretty much him. Kind of turned this to where what they're, I guess, trying to pass off his hands are facing to the front. He doesn't have any painted details. Okay, he doesn't have anything that looks like hands, but they've got a peg right here, hole, in this thing that's kind of molded to look like finger joints. So I'm guessing that's going to be it. You've got, again, the articulation at the hip knee is now the shoulder elbow. No real posability anywhere beyond right there. Peg in their guns into his sort of hands. And that's pretty much it. Got a very large backpack on this figure. It's basically both cars' hood. So you've got, I figure this is about a third of a car, so you've got 2/3 of 2 cars hanging out on his back. I never did get this guy, mostly because I didn't really care for how he looks. He looks all right displayed like this right here, combined, the two of them. they've got enough common design elements between, well, they're the same thing, so of course they're going to have common design elements. Yeah. It looks a lot better with the Energon Hotshot on top. In fact, let me flip it around back. And despite the fact that these guys have the same colors, it's just they swap from top to bottom, I really do think that the other combination looks better. One thing I like doing differently than what I've been showing is taking these upper back arms, flipping these about like this, and giving him shoulder cannons. Because those of y'all that have been watching me for a while know that I like cannons that attach to characters' shoulders. And being that they're attached to arms, there is quite a bit of posability with them. You can aim them up, down, side to side, whatever you want to do with them. If you want them higher, you can, or even just stored on the back, you can do that with them. Still, if you do that, it distracts from the fact that this figure doesn't have hands. I don't have any other Energon figures around to power link him with anybody else. I still haven't moved them into my display. But overall, for a line that has pretty weak Autobots to begin with, this guy's probably one of the weakest. You've got a couple that break that rule, like the Energon Inferno is a fantastic figure. Rodimus, which is a pretty good figure and a very good lower body, not very good upper body. And really, I can't think of too many other Autobot Deluxes I would recommend going out of your way for. Your #1 fan, I'm sorry if this isn't the review you hoped for on this guy. I do appreciate getting him, but like I said, it's not a figure I got when it was new, and it's not something that I can really go out and recommend because just the lack of posability that it's got, the fact that really the best mode this guy has got is probably the car mode, because I do like the car mode a lot. This right here, the combined mode, is pretty good to look at until you start looking at it real closely. And the robot mode just has some strange articulation in the arms. Like I mentioned that it can come up and touch its own shoulders, but really the only thing the shoulder can do is swing front to back. It doesn't have any out to the side whatsoever. I will say this, he does have a fairly interesting looking head. I wish this camera had a remote control so I could zoom in. I do like the head on this guy. Anyway, y'all have a fantastic day, and try and get another. Oh, I got a new job. I'll tell you about that in the vlog or something. Anybody want a free cat?